Welcome back, and thanks for stopping by Edmodo. You may have already noticed that there are different account types depending on how you're planning to use our platform. In this video, I'll give you an overview of the various account types available on Edmodo, whether you're a teacher, a student, or a parent. If you're a teacher getting started for the first time, click I'm a Teacher and sign up for free with a valid email address. You can also use your Office 365 or Google credentials so that you can use these accounts to log in the future. We'll then ask you for some basic information to help us set up your account. Click Get Started and we'll take you here, your Edmodo homepage. We'll go in depth into the various features in your account later, but for now, you can access all your main tools here in the top navigation bar. Your profile, classes, and groups are shown here on the left side of the page. You can send a note to your teacher connections here in your Home Composer. Get access to our Help Center, connect with other teachers, and customize your apps on the right side of the page. To make the most of Edmodo, try creating a class. Click the plus icon in your class panel and customize it based on your students. You can select a grade or a range of grades, a subject, and a color for the class. You can always make changes to your class settings by clicking the gear icon. In the advanced settings, you can fine-tune exactly how you want your class to appear. From the Class Composer, you can send out a quick welcome note by typing in the text box and clicking Post. This will give your new members something to see when they first join your class. To invite your students, click on Invite People and share the class code that they'll use when they first create their own accounts. You can download a PDF to print these instructions, or you can send an invitation via email. If you give your students a class code, have them click I'm a student. They'll need to fill in their account information, but here's where they'll use the code you gave them. This step guarantees that they are securely enrolled in your class. They'll need to pick a username, and an email address is optional. Have them create a password that they'll remember, or they can use their Office 365 or Google accounts if available. If you sent your students an email invite, they'll see the name of your class when they click the provided link. Select Create a New Account and I'm a Student, and fill in the same account information as before. By the way, students can use either their username or their email address to log in, but an email address isn't required for students. They'll now have to wait for you to approve or deny them joining your class. But once they're in, they'll see a homepage similar to their teachers. They'll have access to various features in their top navigation bar, including a to-do list for their work, unlimited file storage in their backpack, and messaging for direct communication with their teachers. If their teacher has given them access, students can interact with the post by sending a like or their own reply. They can also send their own post to a class, which teachers can moderate if they choose. Students can join multiple classes and groups from their account, so they can set up their entire schedule if their other teachers are on Edmodo. They can click Join a Class, enter a code provided by their teacher, and they'll see it get added to their class panel. Students can customize the color of their classes and will see the information specific to each class in their class stream. From their home stream, they can customize the order in which their classes appear, and they'll see a combination of all their classes' recent activity. If you would like your students to have their parents or guardians create their own parent accounts, have your students click the Invite button or write down the parent code shown here. Parents can create an account to monitor the activity of their children and keep up with how they're doing in their classes. To create an account, they'll click I'm a Parent and fill in their basic account information. Parents will need their child to provide their parent code found in the lower left panel of the student's homepage. This code only needs to be entered once per child and will connect them to all of their child's classes. Parents will see a different homepage since their accounts are designed to observe class activity and their child's progress. They'll see each of their connected children here on the left side of their page. In the Posts tab, they can view information sent directly to parents or public posts sent to the whole class. In What's Due, parents can see events, assignments, and quizzes, as well as their own child's submissions. If their work is graded, parents can access the grade, as well as the feedback provided by their child's teacher. Teachers always have full control of who's in their classes and can access all their students and their connected parents from their Members tab. You can see which students have a parent on Edmodo when you see the parent icon next to their name, or by clicking on the Parents tab. Edmodo makes it possible for teachers, students, and parents to work together to make the most out of a school year. Hello, and welcome back. Communication is such a valuable part of teaching and learning, so Edmodo is always looking to improve digital communication in your classroom. In this video, I'll show you a few additional tools, like sending a poll, communicating with your school, and using Edmodo's revamped Messages feature. An Edmodo poll is an easy way to check for understanding or get anonymous feedback from your class or group. To send a poll, select the poll option from your composer and enter the prompt in the question field. You'll need to input a minimum of 2 answers, but you can add additional options as well. Once you send your poll, it will appear in your stream as well as those of your students. From your account, you'll be able to see the number of votes for each answer choice you provided, along with the total number of votes cast. From a student's account, they won't see the results of the poll until they submit their own answer. Make sure they know that once they submit their answer, they won't be able to change it later. If your school has an Edmodo administrator, you can use your school page to communicate with other teachers who are part of your school community. To navigate to your school page, click the name of your school in your profile card here. From this page, you can send a note from the composer the same way you would in a class or group. You also have the option to send a poll as well. You can use your school page as a digital bulletin board with other teachers at your school, while the administrator has additional options to send posts and create events for teachers, students, and parents as well. Finally, one of the best ways to communicate with others on Edmodo is to use Edmodo Messages by clicking on this icon in your top navigation bar. Messages will allow you to communicate quickly with students, teachers, and parents on Edmodo. You can set up group conversations as well and include attachments and Edmojis to make your messages even more fun. With all the options you have on Edmodo, we hope you're able to establish new lines of communication with your students and school community. Hi there, and thanks for coming by. One of the most important parts of a school year is setting up your classroom, and on Edmodo, the same can be said for setting up your classes and groups. In this video, I'll show you how to invite your students to join your digital classroom using either a code or a link. There are multiple ways to get others to join your classes. The first option is to share your class code, which will appear in the upper right corner of your class page. You can also click the Invite People button here, which will display the code in case you're projecting your screen in front of your students. Students can use this code when they first create their account, or by clicking Join a Class in an existing account. This will automatically enroll the student into the class you created and allow them to see any post you've already made to the class. If you prefer to invite others by providing a link or sending an invitation email, you can do so by opening the Invite menu. Clicking the Share Link option will copy the link on your device so that you can send it to an individual, paste it onto your web page, or insert it in an online syllabus. If you have your students' email addresses available, you can type them here and send out an email invitation instead. When a member joins using this method, they'll be directed to this page where they can create a new account or they can log into an existing one. When a student uses a link to join your class, for your class's security, they'll be placed into an approval queue before they're allowed access. From the Join Requests tab in your account, you'll have the ability to approve or deny the student from ever joining your class. If your invitee is already part of your school, type their name to see if they come up in your search results. This invitation will appear in their bell notifications menu the next time they log into their account. Then they'll get added as soon as they click Join. Once your students join your class, you'll be ready to start using Edmodo to create a digital classroom experience. Hi there, and thanks for coming by. One of the most important parts of a school year is setting up your classroom, and on Edmodo, the same can be said for setting up your classes and groups. In this video, I'll show you how to create an Edmodo class or group and customize it to fit your needs as well as those of your students. If you're planning on using Edmodo with your students, you can set up your classes based on your schedule, the subjects you teach, or any student organizations you advise. If you're working with other teachers on Edmodo, you can set up groups for your department, grade level teams, or other education networks. If you change your mind regarding whether you wanted a class or a group, you can always change its type later from the Advanced Settings page. Creating a class is easy. Simply click the plus icon in your class panel and complete each of the required fields, all of which are editable later. Pick a name for the class, a grade level, or a range of grades by using the sliders shown here. Then pick a subject area and content specialty. This information will appear at the top of your class pages for all members to see. The privacy settings allow you to make your class private to only those who join the class or public to the school or district you belong to. This can be helpful if you want to give access to your group to other members at your school or district. Finally, the color will help you keep your classes organized and color-coded in your class panel. Creating a group can be done the same way, but by clicking the plus icon in your group panel instead. Once you've created a class or a group, you can always access it from the panels on the left side of the page. You can rearrange your schedule by simply dragging and dropping your classes into the order you desire. If you want to hide one from your panel, click Manage Classes and add or remove any class from your favorites. Once you've created your classes, you'll be ready to start inviting your students to join you on Edmodo. Hello, and welcome back. Communication is such a valuable part of teaching and learning, so Edmodo is always looking to improve digital communication in your classroom. In this video, I'll show you how to communicate with your classes and groups by sending posts and setting up a powerful line of communication for you and your students. To send a post, select the class or group from the panels on the left side of the page and locate the composer at the top of the stream. Type your note in the text box here and select the recipient who should receive your post. By default, the class or group you're currently viewing will always be selected here, but you can change the recipient or add additional recipients by typing them in and selecting them from the search results. Then click Post, and it will show up in your stream as well as in those of your recipients. If you want to edit or delete a post, locate it in your stream and click the down arrow in the upper right corner of the post to open up the post options. Then select Edit and save your changes, or delete it to get rid of the post altogether. You can also attach a file or link to your post by selecting one of the attachment options in your composer. Select the Attach Files option to send a file from your local computer. After you locate your file, you'll see it load underneath your post. You can then remove the attachment by clicking the red X icon. The Add Link option allows you to attach a web page to your post. Once you provide the URL, the title will auto-populate, and an image preview will appear under your post as well. Finally, the Add from Library option will open up your Edmodo library, which can also connect to your Microsoft OneDrive or Google Drive account as well. Your library is a great place to store files, links, and resources, and one of the easiest and fastest ways to attach files to your posts. If you want to write a post, but have it send at a different time, try scheduling your post by clicking here. This is particularly helpful when you want a post to appear at a specific time, but need to prepare it earlier, either when lesson planning or prepping for the day. You can pick the date and time for your post to get sent, then click here to schedule the post. You'll then see the schedule indicator here. When you click post, it won't show up immediately in the stream since it's scheduled for a later time, but you'll see an indicator here, which you can click to see all of your scheduled posts for editing or deleting. You can also enhance the text in your notes by using Markdown, which can add special formatting to your post. Using double asterisks surrounding your text will make it bold, while single asterisks will italicize. You can also use 3 asterisks to apply both. Using an asterisk in the front of a list will create bullet points, and numbered lists will align automatically as well. Basic examples of these Markdown options are always available by clicking the Markdown icon here. And you can always edit your notes to fix any formatting issues later. Finally, you can give any post special attention by pinning it to the top of your stream. Open the Post options and select Pin Post, and you'll see the post get highlighted at the top of your stream, no matter what other post gets sent afterwards. This can be really helpful for important announcements or posts that need to stay visible to your students for a long period of time. Keep in mind, you can only have one post pinned at any given moment, so click Unpin Post if you want it sent back into the stream. Sending posts is one of the most versatile ways to communicate with others on Edmodo. Try customizing them to make the biggest impact on your students and watch the conversations begin. Welcome to Edmodo, and congratulations on creating your account. With Edmodo, you can create a safe and customizable digital classroom and get access to millions of resources from the world's largest education network. Let me take you on a quick tour of how to get started on our platform. When you first log into your account, you'll be able to see your home stream, a collection of posts that are sent from teachers you're connected to, either through communities you're a part of or groups that you've joined. Once you customize what you want to see, you can use the home stream to find and share resources, collaborate with your colleagues, and make connections with teachers in your school, district, and all over the world. Before you start connecting with other Edmodo users, you can personalize your account by creating your teacher profile. Post a picture and share some information about yourself, your teaching schedule, and your own education. Now, if you're like me, the most important network to foster is the one in your classroom. In Edmodo classes, you can create a digital space for you and your students to communicate and get work done, even after the bell rings. If you're using Edmodo to collaborate with other teachers, you can create an Edmodo group for your department or a grade level team to share files or discuss a student's progress. The real magic of Edmodo occurs once your students join your classes. As you improve classroom communication, start sending digital assignments, and create a positive online culture for your students, you'll be able to focus on what you do best, teaching more.